7 seconds left. Paul makes his move. Acceleration to the rim. Banks it in with 2.6 remaining. Hornets lead by 2. Chris Paul. What an electrifying talent.
Career high with 31, and the Hornets have it. Shot clock is off.
Going to isolate Chris Paul up top, Pete. He wants the whole court to go down low. You see the 1-4 set. You don't see anybody else in the play.
High screen by Chandler. Paul to the cup, laid it in with 1.8. Grizzlies call for time with 1.8. Paul with 43 points and 9 assists. 1.8 remaining. Hornets with a 2-point lead. Rudy Gay tied the game at 116, and in so doing tied his career high with 31. Second time he has gone for 31 this season. And then Chris Paul adding to his career best night, 43 for Chris Paul. He has done it all tonight for New Orleans.
Looking, finds Paul with 2, with 1, Paul for the win! Officials are required to review. Watch the backboard. Just watch the backboard. It is out of his hands. Plenty of time. It counts, and so does this win. You are the man, Chris Paul.
Ball game, he finished with a career high 47 points, but CP3 has an answer on the other end. He lays
Point lead for Minnesota. Chris Paul inbounds, no more. There goes the lead. New Orleans takes it.
Yeah, you got to stop him right here. Here comes Paul. Dances to the middle. West. Shot clock at 5. Chris Paul for the lead. Yes. He fell down. Blazers lost track of him.
Paul again against Iguodala. There it is for the lead. Got it! With 3.2 to go, Chris Paul puts the Clippers in front.
Great defense here. Andre Iguodala takes the challenge, takes Chris Paul out of the first play. Loose ball there. The Sixers couldn't come up with it. The ball eventually finds its way back to Chris Paul, and you give a great player enough chances, he's going to make you pay.
That is one terrific shot by Chris Paul, the 4-time All-Star.
That's great defense. Great defense.
And a loose right back to Paul. Here's the sprint for the finish by Paul. He does it! Chris Paul, preseason player of the year, puts one in the face of North Carolina.
Boy will inbound. Here's Paul. 10 seconds left. Paul defended by Hickson with 7. Paul on the drive to the bucket. It's good. Clippers by 1 with 5 seconds left. And a timeout by the Blazers, their final TO.
Well, not that hard to figure out, Dave. You have to put it in your best player's hands. He gets the mismatch. Portland too late. You got to run at J.J. Hicks. You can't expect him to stay in front of Chris Paul.
7 to shoot. Paul with 5. Paul with the jumper. Knocks it down over Bryant. That might be the dagger.
again, the little step back. Bryant lunging at him to try to contest.
9 on the shot clock. Fans are standing at Staples Center. Ball is bumped. Ball shoots. Ball scores.
He's so good at creating the space and the separation.
I'm glad he's back.
Glad he decided to play.
20 points, 11 assists for Chris Paul. The MVP chance rings through the rafters at Staples Center. Fasten your seatbelts for going down to the wire at Staples Center. 7 on the shot clock. Clippers by 2. Down the shot gets blocked. He scores and gets fouled. How does he make that shot? Oh, what a play by Chris Paul.
I need to see it again. I don't know if it was blocked back into his hand and he shot it, or if he double clutched it and shot it as he fell down. Either way, this is unbelievable. Yeah, he lost control.
And he went from his left hand to his right hand and threw it in. Unbelievable play.
He just lost it and threw it up. That is sensational.
Presses it back to 4 and brings out the MVP chance.
Look how high Lopez was, too, to distract him.
Makes the free throw.
He deferred. 8 on the shot clock here. Enough time to still get a stop. Chris Paul wheels in the lane and scores over Parker. Timeout Spurs with 24 seconds to go. Made. We'll take a look ourselves.
You're not going to change it now. Tony's still moving just a little bit, and I know he's heated about it because it's in the guts of the game. But at this point, it's apparent that they're going to let the guys decide the outcome.
Fans are standing. Paul foul. He'll go shoot free throws in the foul line. This is for the tie. They were down at 24 in the fourth quarter. Both free throws are good. That's for the lead. The Clippers back on top. Paul has it. Paul drives, creates space, fires, basket.
Dagger again. How good is he?
Timeout taken by the Utah Jazz.
Gotta go now. I think they called a foul, but first, Ralph, out front.
No basket, 2 free throws for Paul. 3 seconds ago, the first.
If you were to miss this free throw and you're DeAndre Jordan, just tip it out.
He makes them both. With the seatbelts fastened. Paul has a screen from DeAndre Jordan to the basket. Lay it up and in.
That's why you got him.
Clippers by 4. A superstar point guard makes a superstar play. Bound to Paul. Minute to go in the ball game. Clippers down by 2. Paul for the tie. Got it.
Did you see him put it way back over his head? I mean, Blake Griffin can
have the basketball. Tie game. 28 seconds to go. Rockets will get it back. Paul, 12 in a row. I said he'd have to get 20 for the Clippers to win. They were down 87-81 with 2:45 to go in the basketball game.
Look at these last 2 hoop. Blake doesn't get the whistle. Look at him reach way back behind his head to avoid a block. And then when the Clippers gain possession, they do not call timeout. Let him go on the fly. 12 points in a row for CP3.
In the fourth for Duncan. Look out, Reynolds lost his balance. Paul on a fadeaway over Duncan.
That's how you stop on a dime if you're Chris Paul.
Crawford, yes! From downtown! Measuring just that as he's watched by Ginobili. Shot clock to 5. Here's Paul. Yes! 8 seconds remaining in regulation. 3-point Clipper lead. The Spurs call for time. Despite all the free throws that we've watched DeAndre Jordan miss, which has made it a bizarre game, but it has been terrific basketball because the shooting has been superb.
Length and size will defend the jump shot by Chris Paul if offered.
And you see him active hands right now. They want to try to force him the other way in that pick and roll situation.
Here he goes. He's going to attack. He's going to drive. He's going to score with 8.8 seconds remaining. Chris Paul with 31 points in the ball game. Thunder will take timeout. Paul has 24 of that 31-point total since halftime.
This is the part of the game that the Clippers acquired Chris Paul to do. Game on the line, he makes
13 seconds to go, 2-point lead.
That was too easy.
Martin in the backcourt goes to get it.
They get a steal.
There's Crawford. Tie game.
And no timeouts. Watch
7
out.
seconds to go. The game is tied.
Williams, Boozer on a wing. Oh, tried to force it inside, and Paul takes it away.
Boy, he has great hands. Great hands. He's third in the league in steals at just over 2 a game, and that was big for their team. And then this play here, Paul Millsap not turning him back into Deron Williams, just setting up, and the quickness of Chris Paul gets all the way to the basket.
Millsap sets his feet, strokes it up and in. 32. Here we go. Baseball pass. Caught. Clock runs. Okafor puts it up. Oh! 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 He banked it!
And just what I said, that's when you might want to miss a foul shot because of this situation.
This play under review. If it's good, we're going to overtime. I don't believe how many miracle shots. Oh, that's out of his hands. We're overtiming it. Matt, unbelievable finish. Unbelievable ball game. Big shot after big shot. Millsap has made a bunch of circus shots, and now Okafor with an incredible shot at the horn.
But Chris Paul, what an effort to get that ball. The smallest guy in the court jumps up and tips that ball. Look at that tip. It falls on the floor in Okafor. I mean, sometimes it's better lucky than to be good.
Before getting rid of it, splits 2. Got to the line. Feeds Bellinelli. Ball fake now for 2.
That's the play. And Chris Paul understood that. Once he got by the first line.
It's tense enough here in New Orleans for everybody to be on their feet. Okafor got it! He beat the buzzer! He beat the buzzer and has 26. Half that on the shot clock. Paul, crossover, dribble drive. Dumps it off to Ariza for 3. Yes, sir! Listen to the Hive!
Trevor Ariza in the corner. Chris Paul found him. He didn't hesitate. Nothing but net. A big 3 by Trevor Ariza.
Not going to take a timeout.
6 unanswered points by the Pistons, erasing that 5-point Clipper lead.
If you don't go for a 3, you got to go for a quick 2.
Chris Paul with it. Weaves his way to freedom. Shoot, score! 22 seconds remain in the ball game. Clippers on top, 83-82.
Chris Paul felt like he was fouled on that shot. Look at this contest. He hits his right hand. Should have been an and 1.
What a basketball game. Just knocks it down. Nothing but nylon on that one.
Chris Paul 1 rebound away from a triple-double.
Ball in the paint. Swings it out to Dudley. Dudley's not a creator right there. Paul for the tie. Bingo! Wow. I mean, he can't do it anymore for his team. 98-98. But look at this shot. Shot clock expiring. Look how much he had to put on this thing. Like a true jump shot by the best point guard in the game, and probably the best closer we have in the game today. Certainly we've seen it. 1:10 to go in the game. Oh, to the goal. The answer is yes. The answer is Lawler's law.
Aggressive, guarding Marc Gasol down there. Let him just take it down to Griffin. As Paul knocks it down.
It's the fall away to give LA a 2-point lead. First lead since the midway point. Griffin. Here's Mayo, 5 to shoot. Gasol, great strip by Paul. Clippers ball. Chris Paul again on the defensive end. Makes a big play. 90 seconds left. LA by 2. Ball gets past Mayo. Great bounce pass. Griffin with the jam.
Never a question where you want to go in the stretch. You go to Chris Paul, the great playmaker, gets his own shot here, takes his time, and now he's going to find his buddy Blake Griffin with the no-look bounce dunk. Clippers by 4.
We thought he was going to be out for the offense defense. Kobe Bryant trying to guard Chris Paul.
Paul. Jarrett Jack. What a shot. 9 seconds to play. The Hornets by 4. Jarrett Jack's first field goal tonight is a big one. And this series is tied at 2. 5 minutes remain. And if I'm Chris Paul, everybody out of my way. I'm going to make a play if Pau Gasol is going to defend. Paul pulls up, jump shot. That's good.
That's a great traffic rebound by Landry.
Paul again. Knocks it down. Back-to-back jumpers from Paul. The lead is up to 7, and the Lakers call timeout.
But obviously, it is in the scouting report, or somebody's doing something wrong, because time and time again, Pau Gasol is left defending Chris Paul. And Paul says, may I have this dance? Breaks him down the excuse me hand space, knocks down the jump shot. Once again, one-on-one. Paul takes advantage of Pau. 22 points and 13 dimes. It's the CP3 show. Mama, there goes that man.
3 threes in a minute, and that's the run. 22-1, and a 3-point game with 1:47 to go.
Their best shot blocker in Jordan on the bench.
Here is Paul. Inside to Evans, lays it in, and the Clippers have taken the lead. Their first lead of the game.
But as you see right here, Evans, he's playing his role. He's not known to be a finisher, but he's known to play hard and work hard. You love seeing
the lead. Clock differential of about 4 seconds, and the foul is called on Allen, and it'll be 2 shots for Paul, who is a 86% free throw shooter.
Now, do you notice this is the first time we've seen Allen on Paul? Many people said, well, Allen's going to check Paul. We talked to Coach Hollins before the game. He said, no, we're going to stay in our character, and maybe late in the game, if I want somebody bigger than Paul on him, then I'll do that. He just did that on that possession.
Ties the score and could put the Clippers ahead. A 26-1 comeback. At one point, it was a lead of 27 points for the Grizzlies, and the Clippers lead by 1.
For Memphis, but Blake can use that to his advantage as well.
Here's Paul, lays it in. Chris Paul lays it in, claiming he was fouled as well, giving the Clippers the lead and a timeout.
Right here, he says, I'm not waiting for anybody to post up. This is my time when I take over. Gets contact, but finishes strong with the layup for his team.
Went right around Allen, the tough defender, and Paul now with 19.
Or maybe the second we've seen this game. Memphis needs to keep doing more of that.
Here's Paul, puts the Clippers in front by 2. Paul now, Clippers ball. Paul gets open, hits. Chris Paul giving the Clippers a 3-point lead. Chauncey.
And then what happens? A couple seconds later, gets it to their point guard. And those are the plays that hurt. That's what you want to see.
This crowd is nervous, C-Web. Waiting in anticipation. Here is the lead-in banker by Paul. His 3rd field goal here in overtime. And the Clippers with a 4. This is the overtime session. Critical 4th game of this Western Conference first round. Paul gets free again and hits again. 8 points. for Chris Paul in overtime, a 6-point lead. What can this man do?
Because I tell you, he's been in control, not only in the fourth quarter, but also in this overtime, taking his time, perusing, looking around, getting other guys involved, then taking the shot itself, saying, yeah, I came here to take us to the playoffs. That's what I'm doing.
Crawford will inbound, so we have Crawford, Billups, and Paul, 3 guards, with Matt Barnes and Blake Griffin. Here it is. Chris Paul. Game over. Clippers win.
Chris Paul, the smallest man on the court, taking the ball himself. 1.2 seconds left. CP3 for the win.
Chris Paul had the last 8 Clipper points, and the last one put him over the top. And the LA Clippers have won it 93-91 and have taken a 2-0 lead over the Memphis Grizzlies in this Western Conference first round series.